Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the craziness of my phone. Happy day 2 of Self-Love Week. My apologies. I was all set up and then my phone, hi Michelle, started to play some funny tricks on me. I thought it was crooked and it wasn't. Oh, it's all good. All right, let's see if I can find you all here. So, while I am trying to make sure I can see you in 2 places, tell me how you are doing. How did day 1 go? How do you feel? What did you notice? I know so many of you shared your reflections, what you were listening to. What I'd love to know, pop into the comments. Did anything surprise you? What stood out to you? One, either a surprise or something that stood out to you. Pop that into the comments. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Shane. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. All right, let me make sure I can see all the things. It's not here yet. Okay. Hello, hello. So today, as you are writing those things in, right? You're writing all of them in? Oh, here we go. All right. Tell me how, it's been a little crazy. It's okay. If only, yeah, anyway. So what is something that you noticed, or good morning, Linda, welcome, that you noticed or are surprised that came up for you yesterday in day 1? Let us know in the comments, please. Because now we get to move into day 2. And so we started day 1 with the L, with listening. You notice, good morning, Allison. There's an acronym coming, right? L is for listening. O was or is for offering. And offering is a loaded word, perhaps. There's a lot of different meanings that I would offer to offering. There is an allowing. There is this idea that when we offer, right, it's something that it's a kindness. It's about wholeness. It takes in listening, right? Because to be able to offer, you have to be able to have heard what it was you were right? So Holly says, choosing to listen to your inner dialogue, but couldn't ignore the benevolent messages from your body at the same time. Ooh, yes. So Holly, such a great point. And an interesting thing about that is, right, I invited everybody to pick one because I know some of you like to do all the things and try to do it all at once. But it's really hard, or, do you hear the dog? He's ringing the bell. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Just gonna ignore him. So many of them are interdependent, right? The listening to the thoughts is often connected to what's happening in the body. It's often connected to our intuition and all kind of together, right? But by focusing on one, you're giving yourself permission to really, it's like turning the radio dial, making sure that you're listening to that one thing. And then, yeah, the other pieces come in. What else? Listening to your body and not overindulging. You had less stomach woes than normal. Ooh, Linda. Notice a lot of thoughts and feelings running through your mind when you're actually aware of what's going on, how you think of yourself and others around you. All right, so many fabulous reflections. Thank you all so, so much. And really, I hope that you can give yourself gratitude, we're offering, for giving yourself permission to listen, because that's not an easy thing. What you might have noticed is when you started listening, right, like the hamster wheel of all the things that were there for you to listen to, especially if you were listening to your inner dialogue. I have to do this, I have to do this. Getting to the other parts, the other thoughts, takes effort. And it's almost like you need to sift through all the noise to be able to make room. And I would offer that that's true in our body, and it's also true when you are listening to your intuition, right? There's a layer of having to sift through that initial layer. My words are not coming well today. a layer of sifting through. You know what I mean? So there's being with what's there on top at first, but then staying so that you can see what's underneath and you can listen to what's underneath and then keep listening, right? Okay, so as we then move from listening into offering, we take what we listened to, we take what we heard, and then we offer it compassion. We offer it wholeness. We offer it kindness, right? We offer it these things instead of trying to fix it, instead of judging it, right? Instead of trying to do something with it immediately, right? Now, some of you went into letting actions come up, right? You noticed what your body needed and you gave it a nap, or you gave it specific food. It was a very natural, you offered it what it needed without judgment, without fixing, right? And so you were naturally moving into offering. Oh, so I want to invite you to consider this practice, right? That offering can be receiving, hearing the listening, and then moving, being guided by that. So if, for instance, I heard from several of you, right? I noticed my body was tired, was this or that. And so you basically offered it a nap. You gave it what it needed, right? Without questioning it. That's self-love. That's showing up, right? The other piece that I would invite you to consider is this practice that I shared in this morning's email. This idea of receiving the information, listening to it, and then just being with it. And the practice that I love for this is this idea of an inhale, thank you, and exhale, I love you. So as long as you're not driving right now, we're gonna do this together. And I would invite you to just, if it feels good, to close your eyes, and you can still do it if you're driving, you just can't close your eyes. Or I would invite you not to close your eyes, please. But just take a moment. You don't have to do anything fancy, but maybe just close the eyes. The left hand can go over the heart. The right hand can rest on top of it. And on your inhale, whisper to yourself in your brain, thank you. And on your exhale, whisper, I love you. Try that 2 more times. Inhale, thank you. Exhale, I love you. One more time. Inhale, thank you. Exhale, I love you. Just pause there for a moment. Notice how you feel. That might have felt delicious and very nurturing. It might have felt very hard. Whatever it is that you were feeling, allow that feeling. Listen to it. And then go ahead and put in the chat box, hi Kathy, what came up for you in that moment? How did it feel? Because that gives you a place, it gives you a direction on this roadmap that you are creating for yourself. It offers you some direction, right? So that inhale, thank you. Exhale, I love you. Right? Oh, it created calm. I love that, Shane. Thank you. It makes you feel calm. All right. Hi, Kristen. Good morning. So this is one of my very favorite practices for offering. Relaxed. Yeah. Okay. Because it takes where you are, calm. Thank you, Cassie. Hi, Cassie. It takes where you are and just allows you to be there. right? There's nothing that you're trying to do, or more calm. All right, I love the calm in the morning. So that is one of my very favorite offering practices. And I shared with you in the email that I was going to offer you 2 more. Actually, I'm going to offer you 3 more because some of them go together, and one of them we kind of just did. So when you think about offering, right, the offering is this allowing. It's this idea of being your own like imaginary best friend who unconditionally has your back, right, through the hard stuff and through the joy. So let me just be clear for a second, right? We tend to think that self-love is something that we need to give ourselves when life is hard. But I'm going to throw out an idea. I'm doing a lot of hand pointing. I'm going to throw out an idea. Actually, if I was in self-love, I'd be okay with that. So there's that. So we're just going to allow my hands to come back up. We are invited to give ourselves to practice the mindset of self-love, even in the moments of joy. Sometimes that's harder than offering ourselves self-love and embodying this mindset than the moments of challenge, right? We tend to think of, oh, yeah, I need self-love when things are hard. It is just as important to practice self-love when things are good, when there is joy, when there's a lot of delight, right? When you're swimming on, because we are often not very masterful at allowing ourselves to receive the good stuff. And that practice of training yourself, of offering, of listening and offering yourself to receive those moments helps you absorb them, right? It helps you actually take in those nutrients, those self-love nutrients, and then expand even more, right? So I really wanted to just offer that distinction or that reminder that this isn't just a practice. These aren't just things that we do or ways of being when stuff is hard or in crisis or in overwhelm, right? Yes, and also when stuff is really good, right? So what I want to offer is then three more practices. And the reason that I said that I started with this inhale, thank you, and exhale, I love you, is because depending on how that felt, you might be guided to one or more of these practices. That'll give you information. It's almost like a pre-assessment. I'm going back to my education days. So the first practice that I would say is a practice of offering and allowing is the brain dump. Those of you that have been here for any length of time know that I love me my brain dumps. A brain dump is a practice of decluttering the mind, of getting everything that's in your brain, whether they're thoughts or to-dos or whatever's, emotions, judgments, onto paper so that you don't have to carry them around all the time, okay? So a brain dump, right? The only rules are it has to be written and there's no censoring of yourself as you write it. But that is a practice of offering. It's offering yourself where you are in any given moment and giving yourself permission to just be all the things, to feel all the feels. So brain dump is another offering practice that if you felt that that thank you and I love you felt like there was swimming, it was hard to get to that place, a brain dump might be a good place to start. A second practice, which we kind of did with hand over heart, right? But it's slightly different in that, and this is especially for those moments that feel really intense, positive or negative, hand over heart. And this comes from the work of Kristen Neff, who has written and researched self-compassion, is when you're feeling something, offering yourself this gesture of hand over heart. So there's a touch component, right? And we as humans thrive when we're touched. But this idea of course you feel that way. Giving yourself permission to feel the way you feel. So if the inhale, thank you, exhale, I love you, if the I love you felt particularly hard, this might be a place to start. Of course you feel this way, right? Giving yourself permission to feel the way you feel. Because Oftentimes we notice how we feel and then we tell ourselves, I shouldn't feel this way. I should know better. This shouldn't bother me so much. This shouldn't get me so riled up. Anyone? So far, right, I would love to know what thoughts you have about these practices. The inhale, thank you, exhale, I love you. The brain dump. If you are a brain dump fan, stick it in the comments. I know there are some of you. Or this hand over heart, of course I feel this way. The last is, and it's inherent to some of these things we're doing, but making it a separate practice all by itself, I think is really lovely, is this mantra, this affirmation, this idea. And you can do it with hand over your heart. I like to do things hand over heart because it just connects me back to me. This is an offering. When I do this, I'm offering myself the gift of presence, right? And that's what this particular statement is. I'm exactly where I need to be in this moment. And the really important phrase of that is the in this moment. Because we are so often off into the future, back in the past, right? So the self-criticism, the judgment, the inner mean girl, the things that keep us from self-love are not usually rooted in the present moment. If we can give ourselves permission to be exactly where I am in this moment, right? So the statement that I really love is, I'm exactly where I need to be in this moment. This moment is a singular moment, right? Elizabeth, I love that this encourages you to be present. Yes, absolutely, right? Offering is a gift of presence. It's honoring, noticing, accepting. It moves in the direction of acceptance, right? It may not feel like acceptance, but it is just an allowing of you to be who and where and what you are in a given moment. Linda says, hand over heart to be present in the moment. Okay, right? So what questions do you have about these ideas, these practices, right? So I just gave you a lot of things to play with. And I'd love to know what questions you have, which one feels important to you, because that's going to be your homework for today. To offer yourself whatever it is, whichever one of these practices that you think the listening from yesterday, or if you're continuing to listen today, hooray. And oh, by the way, if you just decide, hey, I just want to keep listening, beautiful, right? If that's what you need, keep listening. Maybe, right, as you move through the day, you'll start offering as well. But think about which of these practices, is it the inhale, thank you, exhale, I love you? Maybe it's a brain dump. Maybe it's this hand over your heart. Of course, I feel this way. Maybe it's this idea, this mantra, this affirmation of I'm exactly where I need to be in this moment. Hi, Andrea. Welcome. So that's your homework. That's your place to play. And that's what I would love for you to share how it goes. And you can share it here in the comments, either in the video. You can share it on the pinned post for today. I don't think I've actually pinned it yet, but the day 2 post. I'll check in with everybody tonight. You can share it there. You can send it to me over email. You have all the ways to share, and every entry will be added to this box. And tomorrow's treat, I'm so excited, is a shirt that's created by one of my favorite Peloton instructors, Christine Derpoli. And it says, I am, I can, I will, I do on the front, and on the back, this is why I chose it for this, it's hands on your back, right? So this just idea of like offering compassion. So good. I'm torn between the inhale, exhale, thank you, I love you, and the affirmation. Okay, so yes, right? You can play with them, make them yours. Absolutely, being present, which helps you stay focused too. All right, I love it. So I want to be really mindful and respectful of your time. I had promised 15 to 20 minutes each day because I know you're busy people. So I'm going to do our drawing for day 1, which was our Alex and Ani meditation eye, which was perfect for listening. let's see. And if you still have reflections from yesterday, you can post them and they'll just go in for a future day. How's that? I'm literally dropping pieces all over. All right, let me be a little bit more careful. I made them a bit small. All right, let's see. Dum-diddy-dum, drum roll, please. Lori J. There it is, Lori J. So Lori, I will message you or email you and you'll just send me your address and this will go out. Congratulations, hooray. So I would love to know what questions you have, what thoughts you have. Please reach out to me. If you're like, this makes perfect sense to me, this I have no idea. Or, ooh, I love all the things. Share it. Yes, congrats to Lori, right? So many congrats. Thank you all. And I also want to just really take a moment to appreciate each of you because it makes my heart just burst with delight to see how people are sharing and supporting one another already. That is everything I could wish for and more. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You are so welcome, Elizabeth. Thank you for being here. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we move into the V. And if you have thoughts about what V means, share them. I would love to know what you think the V is. You'll find out tomorrow. Stay tuned for your recap email this afternoon. Yesterday it was supposed to come at 5, but I thought I had it scheduled and I didn't, so it came later. Today it will come at 5 p.m. Thank you all for being here. Mwah. Have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your day. Bye for now.